Stripe does launch stablecoin accounts in 101 countries now. This is a big deal. Stripe, one of the main processors for all businesses around the world, now going to be able to accept stablecoins. We're seeing a huge push into this market of accepting cryptocurrency as a whole, enabling business to send, receive, and hold USDC, USDB, and more, which is why I put this video at the beginning of today's video. The OCC regulated banks may buy and sell assets held in custody and are permitted to outsource bank permissible crypto assets activities, including custody and execution services. So the United States Office of the Comptroller of Currency is allowing all cryptos to go through. Banks have 100% accessibility allowance to use crypto in everyday uses. If you've been around crypto for a little while, you are a genius. You knew this was coming. The financial reset is going to crypto, and it's already starting to happen. People called us weirdos, psychos, crazy conspiracy theories. It is happening, ladies and gentlemen. And today, if you saw this, President Trump this morning said Fed Chair Powell won't cut rates because he's not in love with me. That's what I've been telling you guys. This is my personal opinion. The real reason Jerome Powell is fighting the administration going on right now is because he's part of the deep state. He does not like Trump.
The chairman of the Fed, Jerome, if he would lower interest rates like China did, like I think UK did, but like numerous other countries have done, it's like jet fuel. It'd be great. But he doesn't want to do it. I think he doesn't want to do it. Probably he's not in love with me. I think that's what it's sort of a crazy reason, but that's the way life is. Anybody in his position would be learning. It would be like jet fuel. But even without that, we're doing well.
Also, breaking news, Texas did pass their strategic Bitcoin reserve bill out of the House committee, so it's making the move closer and closer to getting approved in Texas. Also, SoftBank is investing billions of dollars in a company that wants to buy Bitcoin, more Bitcoin than MicroStrategy. Eric Trump says Bitcoin is going to have explosive growth very soon. It's coming. And huge announcement from Coinbase. We are acquiring Deribit Official to build the most powerful global crypto platform, bringing spot, futures, and options trading together under one roof. And speaking of houses passing bills, Missouri House just passed a bill to exempt capital gains on taxes on Bitcoin and crypto. But in some sad news as far as bills being passed, the Genius Act failed to pass the Senate. So if passed, the bill would have been the first ever regulatory framework for stablecoins in the United States. Unfortunately, it did not make it. Justin Hester Pierce says the agency, SEC, is considering a conditional exemption to allow trading of tokenized securities using blockchain, aiming to foster innovation while maintaining investor protections. So again, more things coming, everything moving to the blockchain, real world assets moving to the blockchain. Also, big news, Strive, which is Vivek Ramaswamy's company, just revealed how that they're going to buy billions of Bitcoin.
The second is one that I'll keep it more high level because it's hard to almost believe unless you see it. So I want people to see it, but I want to explain the high level of it. So there's an interesting issue in capital markets where many publicly traded companies are actually trading below the net cash that they hold. So even after you take out the liabilities of these companies, the net cash, the companies are valued at less than the net cash. And so Strive sees an opportunity here, multi-billion opportunity, to actually merge those companies into our Bitcoin treasury company and to basically acquire $1 for 90 cents on the dollar or less and use that money to buy Bitcoin in a way that is accretive to the common equity shareholders, right? Because to me, there's not much of a better way that you can accrete value to common equity shareholders than to buy a Bitcoin for 90 cents on the dollar or less. And so that's something that we're actively engaged in right now. Our hope is that we can announce something before the close of our transaction or shortly thereafter, but I think it's a very innovative, repeatable strategy that is a multi-billion-dollar type of opportunity that we're bringing to the table. And again, it's leaning into the finance experience for us as a financial services company.
So interesting play there. How are they going to buy $1 worth of Bitcoin for 90 cents? Only time will tell. And today was an amazing day to be a crypto person, crypto trader, crypto investor, crypto holder, $235 billion added to the cryptocurrency market. Finally, we see these green charts coming out. If you remember, so many times we continue to see billions and billions of bleed out as far as crypto goes. Now we are pumping positively in the market. Ethereum 21% up today, XRP 8%, Bitcoin up 5% in one day. In fact, it was so good today for Bitcoin, it officially surpassed Amazon to become the 5th largest asset in the entire world by market cap. And as we've been talking about for quite some time, the conspiracy of the 589 following by Brad Garlinghouse today being 589. When you do the math on 2025 adding up to 9, and we got May 8th, so 589. Would something potentially massive happen for XRP today? And yes, absolutely it did. Breaking: Ripple and the SEC settle their lawsuit. Both parties filed a joint motion in the U.S. District Court of the Southern District of New York, agreeing to a settlement. Now they seek an indicative ruling to end the injunction against Ripple and release the $125 million in escrowed penalties. Ripple, however, will pay $50 million to the SEC, with the rest returned to Ripple. And this is official. It is officially filed. Amazing news for XRP. So on 589, Ripple and the SEC's lawsuit comes officially to an end. Now, there's a couple little other things paperwork-wise, but the announcement was made today. And big news for XRP, they're going to be included in Wellgistics Health payment infrastructure. Wellgistics cited the finality time of XRP transactions and reduced transaction costs, which are fractions of a penny compared to legacy financial architecture like automated clearinghouses or ACH payments or wire transfers, and reasons using XRP. Brian Norton, CEO of Wellgistics Health, said in the announcement, "I believe that the future winners in healthcare will not be companies with the biggest buildings. They will be those with the fastest rails, cleanest data, and more efficient platforms. We are betting on infrastructure, not inertia." As we saw, though, banks and legacy financial institutions are pushing back against the Genius stablecoin bill, arguing that stablecoins would erode the banking industry's market share of financial services and eventually drive banks out altogether. And guess what happened today? The bill failed. But congratulations to XRP and Wellgistics of merging together, and Wellgistics using the best payment system out there. And was Trump tricked at putting XRP in the crypto reserve? A March social media post announcing president's plan for strategic crypto reserve reportedly came from an employee of a lobbying firm tied to Ripple Labs. So according to this report, pro-Trump lobbyist Brian Ballard gave the president the text to a social media post. She recommended he write in announcing the U.S. strategic crypto reserve that would include XRP, Solana, Cardano. After he posted the message to his social media platform on March 2nd, Trump learned Ripple was one of Ballard's clients, infuriating the president, who felt like he'd been used, Politico reported. And we all remember the famous tweet, "Crypto reserve will elevate the critical industry after years of corrupt banks attacks by Biden administration," which is why the executive order on digital assets directed presidential working group to move forward with crypto strategic reserve that includes XRP, Solana, and ADA, when that was supposed to just be Bitcoin, but that did help for a nice, fat, juicy pump at that time. "I will make sure the U.S. is the crypto capital of the world. We make America great again."